Especially since COVID-19, the health and wellness space has been growing like crazy in China. But even before that, I think a lot of, as the millennials are really getting older, even with the post-90s consumers in China, like post-90s is already like almost 30 years old, or 30 years old, right? So, in China, there's a lot of thoughts around health and wellness, anti-aging, and this has only been growing lately. And so I wanted to share a really interesting supplement that you may have never heard about. You may be kind of confused or surprised when you hear this, but it's called bird's nest. So traditional Chinese medicine bird's nest is becoming popular among younger consumers who are increasingly value their health. So bird's nest, edible bird's nest is what it's called. And it's reputed to help people maintain youthfulness, enhance your complexion, boost a weak immune system, aid recovery from chronic illnesses, and more. It's like the miracle supplement. And demand, according to CBNData, demand for bird's nest grew 50% from 2016 to 2018. And among the consumers purchasing these bird's nest products, 60% of them are post-85 and post-90s. So, consumers anywhere between probably like the ages of, say 20, 25, all the way up to around 35. So fairly, like not young, but not middle-aged, right? So we're talking about the millennials mainly. And during the recent 618 shopping festival, so not long ago, only a couple of weeks ago, China's top two bird's nest brands, one is called Xiao Xiandun, and the other one is called One Nest. These two brands beat out other major supplement companies such as Swisse. And I'm sure if you're involved in, the China industry, that the supplement brand Swisse got into the China market super early, and they're always one of the top ranked, for vitamins and other supplements. But these two bird's nest brands beat out Swisse to rank number 1 and number 2 in the Taobao医药or Taobao Pharmaceutical category during the 618 shopping holiday. So let's talk about these two brands. The top one is Xiao Xiandun, and this was founded in 2014, and it's consistently ranked as the number one bird's nest brand for the past 3 years. And what's incredible is the repurchase rate of Xiao Xiandun products is over 50%. So over 50% of consumers are happy with the product, continue to purchase of it. And 65% of its customers are between the ages of 26 and 35. So like we said before. And we'll talk about price in a bit, but you can, these consumers, they're really thinking about the quality of the product and not the price of the product. They're a little bit less sensitive to the price, and again, we'll talk about that in a moment. And their main competitor is One Nest or Yan. These are the two top bird's nest brands in China. Products are not cheap. So it's incredible that they've become so popular among this consumer base when you hear the price of these products. So a 5-pack of 180 gram One Nest individual servings. So they kind of look like the containers they come in, look like little yogurt containers. So 5 of these little containers, 180 grams, is 1,990 RMB, so about 285 USD, or $57 per container. Crazy! That's a little expensive for me. Xiao Xiandun has 3 containers for 499 RMB. So it comes across, you're like, oh, that's cheaper, but actually it's not. So I'll explain in a moment, but 3 containers, 499 RMB, about 71 USD for the 3 containers, and they come in at 24 each. But each container is only 70 grams. So the one nest containers are 2.5 times larger than the Xiao Xiandun containers. So when you actually calculate the price per gram, Xiao Xiandun is more expensive. Either way, these products are not cheap, considering that when you look at the sites, look at their advice for how to consume the product, when to consume it, they're recommending that people have this once a day or once every other day in order to get good results. So that's a lot of money. I'm blown away. I'm blown away by the amount of money. Let's say we went with the Xiao Xiandun smaller containers. You got 3 containers, so let's say that's a week worth of supply for 499 RMB. So you want a whole month of supply, that's about 2,000 RMB. Yeah, that's a lot of money for bird's nest. But again, the product is super popular. I have seen the especially Xiao Xiandun. Their marketing has been great. I see their name everywhere these days. Both of these brands have hired celebrity ambassadors. And what's interesting is that, as we talked about, the main consumers of this product are between the ages of like 25 to 35. But the ambassadors that they've hired are all in their at least their mid 40s. But what's special about these ambassadors, so we have Xiao Xiandun is working with Zhang Ziyi and Chen Xu. And One Nest is, their spokesperson is Lín Xiaoxian, who is a Taiwanese model. And she's like 45 years old, and she just doesn't look like she ages. She looks like she's probably 30 years old. So the reason that they're hired these slightly older celebrities as brand ambassadors is because their younger consumers are concerned about aging, right? So by hiring these slightly older ambassadors, they're saying, if you follow this protocol, you could look like them when you are their age. And also, recently, over the past year or two, there's been a very hot topic on Chinese social media, which is called age freezing celebrities, or 冻龄女神. So yeah, just freezing gods or goddesses, right? And a lot of female consumers and male consumers are looking to these celebrities saying, oh my God, you are, you look so young for your age. You look incredible. What are your secrets? What products are you using? How can I be like you? So both brands are leveraging this trend and giving consumers the impression that if they have their products, that's what they'll look like when they reach that age. Another major thing that I've noticed about both of the products when it comes to their marketing is that they both heavily talk about product safety, quality certification, the manufacturing process. They try very hard to reassure consumers that these products are real and high quality and have been tested to show results. Because like with any supplement, it's really hard for the average consumer to tell that it's fake. And we all know that that's a major issue in China is product quality, especially supplement product quality. So, which is why they usually, a lot of consumers will turn to international brands when it comes to supplements because they trust the product more. So these two brands are trying really hard to reassure consumers that it's okay and that they actually will provide the results that consumers are looking for. I do think that the popularity of these products really goes to show that Chinese consumers still have a very strong belief in Chinese traditional medicine, even the younger consumers, and they are attracted to traditional Chinese medicine brands or brands that incorporate elements of traditional Chinese medicine. We've actually seen this with a lot of the domestic up-and-coming skincare brands that Chinese consumers really like to see some of the ingredients that they're adding, which are known in Chinese culture to be very, very beneficial for the skin and for your health, such as like ginseng, for example. So anyway, I think that this is probably a product category that you have maybe never heard of before, or maybe you thought it was outdated, like you've heard of Bird's Nest, but you didn't realize that it was a popular thing these days. But I really think that these Bird's Nest brands are shaking up the supplement industry in China, and it's incredible how popular they've become, especially with these super high price points. So definitely something I recommend that you check out and keep an eye on these brands.